Hello, I'm Dr. Mahua. Today we will be doing welfare economics, and in welfare economics we will be doing Pareto optimality. So in the Pareto optimality, first of all we have to know what is Pareto optimality, then we have to know the three marginal conditions of Pareto optimality and the assumption on the basis of which this Pareto optimality is based upon. So first of all, it's a part of welfare economics. It is an optimal criterion of welfare economics which was given by V. Pareto, and he says that Pareto optimality is a situation in which it is not possible to make anyone better off without making some other worse off. So it is a situation like a brim, which we have already discussed in our previous class. So today we will be going slightly in detail, and we will be seeing how the concept works in production, in consumption, and then taking up the together, that is called the product mix. So the assumption on the basis of which this Pareto optimality is based is this: the function is based on ordinal utility, there is perfect competition. So the transportation cost is something which is, technology is given, and goods are divisible. The factors of productions or the labors are perfectly mobile, goods are perfectly mobile. So the assumptions which we generally take in perfect competition is also applied here. So now that's with this assumption, there are three criterion in which it has explained. This is called exchange efficiency. Number 2 is production efficiency, and number 3 is product mix. Now what are these three things? Exchange efficiency is nothing but something which we are talking about, the optimal distribution of output. So the concept when comes up about the distribution of output, the matter of consumption or the matter of consumers are coming up, because the output will be distributed among whom? Among the consumer. So that's why in Pareto optimality it is telling us that there are three criterions which we will be taking, and the first one we are taking in efficiency in exchange, number 2 we will be taking efficiency in production, and then number 3 we will be talking in product mix. Efficiency in exchange is something which we are talking about the optimal distribution of output among the consumers. So that is the first condition which has to be fulfilled. Then secondly, the thing is that whatever output has been produced by the by the producer, so that total output gets exhausted. And how it will be getting exhausted? It will be getting exhausted by distributing the output among the two consumers. It's a 2 into 2 into 2 model. That is, there are two producers, there are two consumers, and there are two firms. So that's why it is a general equilibrium Walrasian model, 2 into 2 into 2 model, through which we can prove the welfare Pareto optimality situation. So now in this 2 into 2 model, the first thing is that the consumer will be taking the entire output and they will be fully satisfied. And number 2 is this condition that whatever the producer is producing, that total output is also getting exhausted. So that's why they are using the factors, suppose labors and capital. If we take into consideration, the output is being produced by using two factors, labor and capital. So the producer, there is A and the producer is B, and both the producer is using the labor and capital for producing a specific level of output. And so both the output, the two origins will be determined in the two Edgeworth box, and so both of them will be trying to go on employing labors and capital in it for producing a definite level of output, and this will continue until and unless there is the marginal rate of technical substitution of labor and capital for the firm A and the B equates each other. So that's why the tendency of the isoquant of one firm A will be coinciding with the isoquant, will be tangenting each other of the isoquant of the firm B, which will be taken from the Edgeworth box OB origin. So now this is something, the second point which is talking about, that is called the production efficiency. So in the production efficiency, we understood that the total output will be produced by using the factors, and the MRTS LK of the two factors will be equated by the producers firm A and firm B. So now the second condition is been discussed. The third condition is that whatever is being produced is ultimately fully consumed by the consumer. So it has to take into consideration the production function also and the consumption function also. And so the point at which both of them will be coinciding, so that one will be the Pareto optimal situation. So if the consumption is being represented by the indifference curve and the production is represented by production possibility curve, so the point where the production possibility curve's concave origin and the indifference curve of the convex origin becomes tangent to each other. So marginal rate of transformation of production possibility curve is equal to marginal rate of substitution of x and y for the consumer A and B as represented by IC indifference curve is tangenting at this point, and so that one will be the product mix equilibrium and finally the Pareto optimal situation. So this is something which in a very broad way, when we talk about the Pareto optimality, we discuss that this is a situation. Pareto optimality is a situation in which there is no one can be made better off without making some other worse off. Now the question is that theoretically we understood the brief outline of this through efficiency in exchange, efficiency in production, efficiency in product mix. But how do we establish it diagrammatically or mathematically? So for that we had to take the help of Edgeworth box diagram. In the Edgeworth box diagram there are the two origins which we take, and then based on the two origins we try to find out the equilibrium situation in which there is a tangency of both the parties IC indifference curve, isoquant of the producer or of the isoquant and indifference curve. So all these three things we can discuss together through Edgeworth box diagram as we go to the next class. So right now we have discussed or we have understood what is Pareto optimality through efficiency discussion.